Hi, everybody. If you're able to hop on, if you can comment in the comment section of the event page, that would be great. I seem to be having a little bit of trouble with the Facebook Live app tonight, so if you could just comment on the event page that you're able to get on, that would be really helpful. And I'm going to give it a few minutes just to make sure. Perfect. All right, I see people are on. Great. Nice to see you, Maggie. Congratulations on the baby. And I believe we've got a couple more people, though, so I'm just going to give it a minute. Perfect. Okay, good. I'm glad you can see me. All right. I was having a little bit of trouble earlier, so I'm just going to give it one more minute. Okay, so we'll get started. So hello and welcome. I'm glad you're able to join me tonight for this impromptu class of essential oils for babies and kids. So I apologize for my raspy voice. It seems like I got a little bit of something going on in my throat, so I will try to make it through this as clearly as I can. So, why essential oils? I get this question all the time. They're effective. They're very effective, actually. A lot of times they've been more effective for me and my family than, a lot of modern medicine has been. They're natural, so I don't know about you, but I would much rather put something natural on my children than something synthetic that was created in a lab. My kids are older, and so unfortunately I was not able to use essential oils for them, but you better believe I'm doing everything I can right now to use essential oils for them now. They're cost effective. They're very cost effective. So there's no co-pays, no prescriptions most of the time. I'm not saying that essential oils can replace everything. That's not what I'm saying. But a lot of times, we were just running to the doctor for a virus, which of course we all know there's no cure for a virus, and nothing that the doctors can do. And ear infections. My children had a lot of ear infections, and it would have been nice if I would have been able to manage it more naturally and at home, and save us some money as well. So the co-pays, the prescriptions, the office visits, all of that stuff, we don't really pay that anymore unless it's something more serious where we need to actually go to the doctor. I love it that it's personalized care for my family. I have 3 kids, and they're all very different, and they all have very different needs. And so when we use essential oils for them, I can create something that is specific for my child. We're all made differently, and a lot of times what might work for one kid doesn't work for the other. So I love it that I have a whole arsenal basically of tools to choose from to help my child with whatever ailment they have. I love it that I feel empowered to be able to sort of help them, instead of running to the drugstore or something like that and then staring at a wall of medications that also have another wall of side effects. So I feel really empowered to be able to help my family with what I have in my arsenal that is all natural. And the last thing that I love about using oils with kids is the bonding time that it creates. The power of touch is so effective, and it's so important for a relationship with your children. Touch is very important to children. So being able to put hands on my child and rub their feet with an oil or rub their back with an oil, especially as teenage boys right now. Most teenage boys probably don't want their mother rubbing anything on them, but my kids are okay with me rubbing oils on them, giving them a massage, putting oils on their feet or their back or whatever it may be. Especially for babies and little kids, the power of touch is essential for babies. Baby massage. I used to give my kids baby massages when they were little, and it's just a really nice intimate bonding time with the baby, and it benefits the baby as well. So you can't do that with a prescription either. And so those are just some of the many reasons of why people are turning to more natural to essential oils, actually. Lots of benefits of it physically and emotionally as well. For this class, I just want to share with you some references that I've used. The first one is the Essential Life book. I know a lot of people probably have this. It's a great, great, great reference guide. There's an entire section here on babies, an entire section on children, and it's a very helpful book. The other book that I refer to a lot is called Essential Oils for Pregnancy, Birth, and Babies. And this is written by Stephanie Fritz, who is also known as the Essential Midwife. And she, as a midwife, has been using essential oils and natural remedies for babies and mothers for quite a while, and her information is really, really valuable. There are a lot of testimonials given in her book and on her website as well of mothers that have gone through childbirth with Stephanie that have been able to overcome a lot of issues with essential oils, and so I love that. And then the last one I have is called Essential Oils for Maternity, and this is for maternity care, but in the back it does have a whole section for infant care, which is really good. So 1 to 6 months, and then they do go into some other care after that when the child is older. So just wanted to give you those 3 reference books that I kind of work through and have been, I use a lot in my business. So what are essential oils? I'll just go through this really quick for anyone that sees this that is not familiar with essential oils. So essential oils are natural compounds, natural medicinal compounds from sticks, leaves, the roots of a tree, the bark of a tree, the needles from pine trees, and they're normally steam distilled or cold pressed. The oils that are cold pressed are citrus oils normally, and so it's very different. It's not the juice of a lemon or the juice of a lime. It is the oils that are released in the rind. So when you cut an orange, for example, and you smell that beautiful citrusy scent, that is the essential oil being released from the rind. Why doTERRA is, there's so many reasons for why doTERRA, but I decided in the beginning when I started doing this with my children that if I'm going to put something on them, I want to make sure that it is safe and effective. And so not all oils are created equal. There's no regulation around essential oils, so it can be a really shady industry. So a lot of the oils that you find like at Bed Bath & Beyond and other big box stores, or even smaller stores, health food stores and stuff, they will not even compare to the quality that doTERRA has because of their, doTERRA is a science company. They really, really look at the science and really look at the profiles of the oils. They work with farmers in the plants' indigenous locations to make sure that they're getting the highest medicinal properties in the oil that they're looking for. So, if you're going to get something from Bed Bath & Beyond, it will not even compare in any way, shape, or form to what you'll get from doTERRA. So to learn more about that, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about that. I just wanted to cover that a little bit. Okay, so let's talk about safety. That's the next thing I want to talk about. So especially with infants, you always, always, always want to dilute. So number one, for infants, their liver they have a young liver, and there's only so much that it can process before it overloads. Essential oils are very, very potent, and you normally don't need a lot, especially for an infant. For adults, I always say less is more, and for an infant, for sure, less is more. So when you're diluting with an infant, you want to do 1 drop to about 1 tablespoon of carrier oil. I personally like fractionated coconut oil for several reasons. The first reason is because there's no scent. The second reason is because I feel like it's a really light oil, whereas some of the other oils like jojoba or avocado oil or something like that are a little heavier. And I like that the coconut oil, there's no scent, it's very light, and a lot of times there's no reaction to it. So like with almond oil or something, some people get reactions. So fractionated coconut oil, and so diluting 1 tablespoon of carrier oil to 1 drop of essential oil for infants. I talked about the liver. So infants definitely should not be ingesting oils in any way, shape, or form. Do not put them near their eyes, their nose, their ears, their mouth. You do not want them ingesting the oils. So if you're going to put them on the bottoms of their feet, make sure that you're putting socks on right after the application. You know, a lot of times toddlers are sticking their hands in their feet and their mouth, and so you just want to make sure that you're using them safely with your infant. So if you put them on the bottoms of the feet, put socks on right after that. Make sure that you're not using hot oils on babies as well. So some of the hot oils are oregano, clove, cinnamon, peppermint, are hot oils. If you're going to use those for anything, and I'll talk about a couple of them as we go through this, you're going to want to heavily dilute. But for infants, for sure, up to, you know, I would say 1 year old, do not use most of those oils that I just mentioned. So cinnamon, clove, peppermint, oregano. Okay, so we're going to cover a lot of oils today. What we're going to talk through is first doTERRA's Touch Kit, and I love this for kids because these are some of the most commonly used oils for just in general, but they already come in roller balls, and this is a roller ball, and they do come pre-diluted. So it is a great way to have easy access to something that you need to use for your kids. So this is already diluted, so when I would use it on an infant, I don't have to apply additional coconut oil or anything like that. doTERRA has taken all of that, care of all of that for you. So we're going to talk about many of the oils in that kit, and we're also going to talk about myrrh and balance and serenity, peace, Roman chamomile, basil, lemon, and geranium. Okay, so let's first talk about Melaleuca. Melaleuca is an amazing oil. I love it because it's like a super oil. I say that all the time. It's antibacterial, it's antiviral, it's anti-parasitic, it's antispasmodic. It's just an all-around amazing oil. How you would use Melaleuca for babies is for cradle cap. You would just dilute that and rub it on their head. If they have a cold, or if anyone around them has had a cold, it's great for that. If they have an earache, that is something that you would put on the ear bone behind their ear, and diluted, of course. And then for kids, Melaleuca is an essential oil because kids come in contact with all kinds of germs and viruses and all kinds of yucky stuff. So Melaleuca would really be a staple in your house for children for any kind of virus or bacteria, for fungus. It's great for fungus. So kids get, you know, they can get warts, they can get athlete's foot. I got 3 boys, so I know all about warts and athlete's foot. But it's great for helping with that, for colds, for flus, for wounds. Amazing for wounds. So if you've got a toddler that's just learning how to walk and they're, you know, scraping their knee all the time, Melaleuca is great because it'll clean out the wound as an antiseptic property, but it's also very nurturing and nourishing for the skin. So, you know, with this touch kit, all you would do is just simply, roll it on that area and rub it in. So when you're putting oils on, you want to make sure that you're rubbing it into the skin. You want to create circulation in that area so that it's absorbed. Whatever you put on your skin is absorbed within 30 seconds and into your bloodstream within 30 seconds. So again, going back to one of the many reasons why I wanted to make sure that I'm using quality products for myself and for the kids. The next one let's talk about is lavender. So lavender is an all-around amazing oil. For babies, it's a very, very safe oil. So you can use lavender with Melaleuca for cradle cap. Again, I would probably just dilute it with a little coconut oil, mix the two together, and then you can just rub that on their head. It's great for diaper rash as well. So I used to make a little paste for the babies I'd watch of Melaleuca, geranium, and lavender and coconut oil, and just use that as like a diaper cream, an all-natural diaper cream. Lavender is also good for teething kids, so it helps with pain and inflammation. So you would put that again on the ear bone by the back of the ear. For baby acne, it's another great one. You would just, again, have it diluted or use the roller ball here, but just putting a little spot treatment on the acne area. For gas massage, ear infection, I already talked about, and then for sleep and relaxation. So, babies get fussy, and lavender is a great one for sleep. So you could put this in a diffuser as well. And with a diffuser, it gets the oils into the air. And so the three ways that you use oils are aromatically. So that is inhaling them or diffusing them into the air, which you would breathe them in. Topically, which is putting them on your skin. And internally, which we talked about for infants. There's no internal usage for infants, and even with children, I would use caution with internal for children up until probably age 5 or so. So those are the three ways that you can use them. But lavender diffused at night for kids is awesome for sleep. It's just really very calming, very soothing. How you would use lavender for older children is for bug bites. So the kids are out playing in the summer, and my kids used to come back, with bug bites from head to toe. Lavender rubbed on to the bug bite site actually takes the itch away. It takes the red away. We were in Puerto Rico this last summer on a mission trip, and the mosquitoes there were crazy. And it's, my kids and then everybody else at the camp was using lavender to rub onto their bug bites because it is so soothing. And then you would also use it for allergies. So lemon, lavender, peppermint combined can be a great way to reduce allergy symptoms. We use this in our house. I used to be a 2-a-day Allegra D girl, and I've been able to I don't take any allergy medicine at all. My youngest son actually used to have to take prednisone and another allergy medication every day, and now he just takes the lemon, lavender, peppermint, and again, it's all natural and very, very effective. How kids would use it also is for burns, for sunburn, if they burn themselves on the stove or something like that. Lavender is actually really great for burns. I burned myself in the kitchen a while ago. I don't know if you can see there. Nice little burn mark, and I put lavender on right away, and it sort of takes the pain of the heat away. And then again for sleep. So several different ways that you would use lavender for older kids as well. And this is one that I like when my, youngest used to be stressed out or have anxiety or anything like that. Rubbing lavender on the spine it was really very calming to him. Diffusing lavender in his room at night, very, very calming again, and it helps him sleep. And again, what I said in the beginning, the power of touch and the bond that is created through touch with your children is so important and very special. And so I love it when my son would come to me and ask me to rub lavender on his spine, because without the oils, a lot of times there would be no reason for me to, sort of be rubbing his back. And so I kind of appreciate the opportunity that essential oils creates, and creating a connection like that with my kids. All right, the next one we'll talk about is On Guard. This again has to be a staple in your house. This is the On Guard Touch Roller Ball. This is great for babies, for immune health, for cellular protection. So putting this on the bottoms of their feet is what I would do, just with the dilution here. Just rub it on the bottoms of their feet, rub it in, put a sock on, okay? For kids, this is something that we're always using. My kids use it very frequently on the bottoms of their feet. There are the little soft gels that they take every day. It's just really to keep your body healthy. When you diffuse On Guard into the air, it'll actually kill the pathogens in the air. So if you have a young child or sick kids in the house, diffusing On Guard is a great way to sort of kill the virus that's in the air. And I know, especially with people that have newborn babies at home, they do not want to get the baby sick. So a lot of people that I know diffuse On Guard in their house almost constantly for that. Frankincense is the next one, and I don't have it here, but frankincense is the next one. Frankincense is an amazing oil. It's one of the oils that was brought to baby Jesus, and the reason that I do essential oils of the Bible class as well, and it was very interesting. What I learned is that the reason that they brought baby Jesus the frankincense was, number one, it's a very rare oil, so it's something that would be used for a king. It takes about 5 years for the frankincense resin to grow before they can ship it away and then take it to make an essential oil. So it's something that takes a long time to grow. So it is one of the more expensive oils, and it is an oil that was used for a king. So that's one reason. The second reason they brought it to baby Jesus is because it's an immunity booster. And so what they would do at that time is when a baby was born, they would actually rub the frankincense on the baby to help protect that baby from illness and sickness, to start getting their immune system going. And so it's a great oil. So immune support, it's very calming actually for infants. It's anti-inflammatory. It's will protect your cells. It's a great oil. I know moms that after they have their baby, that's one of the things that they do, is that they're putting frankincense on the baby on the bottoms of their feet, just to start building that immune system up. For kids, it is an amazing oil. For the older kids and even for adults. So there are only a few oils that can penetrate the blood-brain barrier, and frankincense is one of those oils. So you have a protective membrane around your brain, and a lot of times there aren't things that can penetrate that. Most medications actually cannot even penetrate the blood-brain barrier, but frankincense is one of the ones that can do that. And so it's kind of a neuroprotective sort of oil. So it helps with ADD, ADHD, Alzheimer's issues for older people, anxiety, depression, kind of anything like that. It's one of the ones that I use for my son who has severe ADHD, and it's has worked beautifully for him. It's also very calming, immune boosting, and supportive, like we've already talked about. And then it's also great for scars. So with the older kids that are, like I said, I got 3 boys. I know a lot about scars. And so it's something that I would put on for to help aid in the healing of the scars. Okay. Lemon is the next one that we're going to talk about, and I love my lemon for many reasons. For babies, lemon is actually can be used for upset stomach. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wrong one. I'm like upset stomach. Lemon can be used for congestion or runny nose or anything like that. So you would put it diluted on the bottoms of the baby's feet and put socks on after that as well. It's good for jaundice. So you would want to use it like a half an hour before a UVA treatment. Congestion, runny nose, and then airborne germs. I like it, and I wish I had this when my kids were babies, for cleaning. So it's a great cleaning agent. So, you know, if you're cleaning your house or cleaning your counters or anything like that that you do for kids and babies, lemon is great. I use lemon and vinegar, lemon and water, lemon and baking soda and vinegar a lot of times to scrub my sink. We're going to cover this week cleaning with essential oils as well. So lemon is going to be a topic that we talk about a lot, or an oil that we talk about a lot in that session. Lemon for kids is part of that trio for allergies for lemon, lavender, peppermint. That's the trio of oils that helps with allergies. For cleaning, like I said, and it's a detoxifier. So I put lemon in my water, lemon oil in my water every single day. It is a detoxifier, so it will help clean out your kidneys. I do it first thing in the morning. For kids, you do not need a lot, and it's not something I would do every single day. My kids, I put lemon essential oil in their water probably 3 times a week or so. For smaller kids, you know, probably once a week would be fine. You know, just a drop to just kind of, you know, keep your liver healthy and detoxify as much as you can. The next one is Breathe. This is one of my all-time favorite oils for infant, for kids, for adults, for the elderly. It's just a great oil. Again, this is the Breathe Touch oil that's already diluted here, but it also comes in the regular oil bottle like this, and it comes in this. This is a Breathe Vapor Stick, and what I love is it just rolls up and it's really light. I'll put it on here. As you can see, it's not very thick or anything. It is basically an all-natural Vicks. So it's Vicks without the petroleum and chemicals. And so the Breathe Stick is already diluted, so it's safe for babies and safe to put on babies. You could put it on the bottoms of their feet, on their chest, on their back. I've used it for little kids, just a tiny bit on the tip of their nose if they're congested is really great, and on the bottoms of their feet as well. And when I'm done with this video, I am going to post on the event page the reflexology points for infants. I'll post that, and then I have a few other things that I wanted to post as well. So you can look for that follow-up information after this video is over. But Breathe is great. So for congestion or anything like that. For kids, I love Breathe for allergies, for asthma, for sleep, for congestion. So I'm saying for sleep is because a lot of people, when they sleep, they're not sleeping with their head elevated, or they're sleeping on their back, which then creates snoring. And so Breathe actually is really great in the diffuser or even on the tip of the nose to just keep those air pathways open so that you're breathing freely and easily through the night. If you have a husband that snores, Breathe is definitely something that you want. Because I think Breathe has saved a lot of marriages. And I say that because I've heard that from other women. But so Breathe is just a great all-around oil that you would want to have in your house for infants, for kids, for adults, for anyone can use it. DigestZen is the next one, and this again is awesome. This is one of the ones that I first tried, and it kind of made me a believer right away because I had like acid reflux or something like that, and I put it on my chest, and within less than 5 minutes it was gone. And I thought, no way, that just can't be true, but it does. It works almost instantly. And so I have a lot of people that are pregnant A lot of people that I know that are pregnant use Digestion because they get the heartburn or the reflux or upset stomach or anything like that, and it is very effective. So Digestion for that, and ginger is also another one. But for babies, it's great for gas, upset stomach, acid reflux. This one I would heavily dilute because it does have, or you could use this because this is pre-diluted, but it is something that you could just literally just rub it on their tummy or right up here where the heartburn is, and it is all gone almost instantly. For kids, diarrhea, constipation, upset stomach, same thing. Just rub it on their belly. You don't need a lot. Another way that you could do the application is, I'm sorry if the dogs are barking because my son just came home. But you could put, for adults, a drop of Digestion on your thumb and put it on the roof of your mouth, if that's another way to get that into your system. Let's talk about Roman chamomile, because this one's, we have limited supplies right now, but this is one of my all-time favorite oils. The smell is amazing, but I love it, number one, because it's very sensitive or very safe for infants. This is one that you could use right when the baby's born. It's very calming. It's very soothing. It can help with skin issues. It can help with teething. Again, if they're teething, you would just rub a little bit of Roman chamomile on the jawline. You can do that with lavender as well, just on the jawline to help take away some of the pain. For calming, you could put this on the bottoms of their feet. I personally like diffusing it for infants. I use this one on my dogs as well. So we have a new puppy in the house, and sometimes she has way too much energy at midnight. And so I will put like Roman chamomile and lavender and maybe Balance on the pads of her feet. And it's kind of funny because it calms her right down and she goes right to sleep. It's like magic. I love it. But Roman chamomile is really great for babies and infants. And then how you would use it for kids. So this is another one that we use with my son for his ADHD. And it just really is very calming and soothing for his brain. I use this for myself as well if I need to focus. A lot of times, so many people I know, we're busy moms and we're doing 7,000 things, and we have so many things going on that we literally can't focus. And so I love Roman chamomile, and Balance is another one I'm going to talk about in a minute, just to kind of bring it all in, and it helps me relax and it helps me focus. It's also great for sleep. I love it for sleep. So putting that in the diffuser at night or putting it on the back of your neck at night, very, very, very calming. For kids that are angry or irritable or aggravated, I have someone that has an autistic child, and they use Roman chamomile on their child for calming them and keeping them calm. So many different ways that you can use it. It's a great, great, great oil for everybody. And the one that I just talked about that I'm going to highlight again is called Balance. Balance, again, I use Balance several times a day. It helps keep me sane. It helps keep me grounded. And for babies, you would use it sort of the same. You could put it on the bottoms of their feet. It's very calming. It's very relaxing. It also oxygenates the blood. So for babies that are newly born, just one drop on the bottom of their foot can help with circulation and help oxygenating the blood. It's very soothing, and it can help with sleep for babies. The same thing with kids. We use this at night in our diffusers for the kids and for myself. I use it in my blend during the day and in my son's blend as well for focus and attention issues. And then with anxiety, depression, anything like that, it's really great for, because it's very calming and it's very soothing. And like I said previously, it just kind of takes all my racing thoughts and just kind of brings, it helps me zone in a little bit. So love Balance. And then the other two we're going to talk about, geranium and myrrh. So myrrh is another resin oil, and this is something that you would use on your baby for the umbilical cord. It's an antiseptic, but it can also help with jaundice as well. So you would just rub this on the bottoms of their feet like a half an hour before the UVA treatments. You would apply it onto the umbilical cord area for antiseptic and soothing for that area. And so, yeah, it's just, this is a good oil. That's how you would use it. I use it antiseptically for the kids. We put it on our skin for any like acne or anything like that. It's a good spot treatment with melaleuca and lavender. It's just very soothing. It's a very thick oil because it's a resin oil, but it's very, very soothing antiseptically as well. And then geranium, I love. This is another one good for jaundice. I think I already said that. And it's great for your hair. It's great for your skin. So a lot of times after birth, the mother will lose a lot of hair. So geranium and rosemary added to your shampoo can help sort of thicken your hair and keep your hair and nourish your scalp. And I love the uplifting scent of geranium. I put this in my diffuser a lot. I have this in my mixture a lot, but it's also great for your skin. So, you know, for fine lines and wrinkles and stuff like that. I'll do coconut oil with a little bit of geranium and make like a nice foot oil. That's really nice and very hydrating for your skin. So, and I think peppermint was the last one that we're going to talk about. Peppermint is not something you really want to put on infants. This would be considered a hot oil. So if you're going to use it on an infant, again, I would heavily dilute. So I would probably do 1 drop to maybe 4 tablespoons of a carrier oil. And, you know, maybe on the bottoms of the foot or something into an area that's not very sensitive. But for children and adults, peppermint is great. So for upset stomach, for uplifting your mood, for migraines or headaches or any head tension, anything like that. My son used to get headaches a lot, and so we would just rub a little bit of peppermint along his temples. I used to get migraines, a ton, really bad migraines, and I would do what they call as a halo. So you would take this and you would go all the way around your head with peppermint, and it actually worked a lot better than some of the migraine medications that I was using. So peppermint is a good one. And then I did forget the last one I wanted to talk about was Intune. And this is a really great oil. This is a blend of several different oils. It's got, I'll just read it in here, sandalwood, which can penetrate the blood-brain barrier, patchouli, frankincense, which can penetrate the blood-brain barrier, lime oil, ylang-ylang, which is very calming, Hawaiian sandalwood, and Roman chamomile, again, very calming. So Intune we use in our house. I use it for myself, but I also use it for my son. Helps with focus and concentration and racing thoughts. This is a great one for homework. So if your kid comes home and, you know, I don't know about your kids, but my kids come home and they are so over having to pay attention. They just it's hard to get my youngest son to do homework because he's done. And so we'll do applications of Intune, diffuse maybe some rosemary and peppermint to keep him invigorated. And this helps us get through the craziness of homework. But it's a great oil for school-age kids that have trouble focusing or paying attention in class. And what I love about the oils is that they're not medicine. And so, you know, my son takes his blends to school with him. He carries them in his backpack, and he applies them on himself at school because they're not medicine. So you don't need a doctor's prescription or anything like that. The kids can carry them freely within the school. And the last thing I'll say, if there are any oils that your kid does not like, put them on the bottoms of the feet, because the bottoms of the feet, you have your biggest pores, and they'll soak right into your bloodstream, and they won't have the smell. So like if you put things on the back of the neck or something and kids are sensitive to that, I say put it on the bottoms of the feet, and then they're going to put their shoes on and their socks on, and nobody will be the wiser that they have essential oils on. So these are just some of the top oils that I recommend for babies and for kids, staples that you have in your house. And I hope you got something out of this call, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment in the feed here, or you can ask them via PM or on the event page on Facebook. I'm going to post, like I said, the reflexology points for babies. I'll post the dilution ratios as well, just so you have an idea of what is specifically a dilution ratio should be for kids, and I'll answer any questions that you have on the Facebook page as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Hope you guys have a good night. I hope you found this useful. All right, take care.